So the automatic spots over in League 2 is starting to take shape. But of course, what about the race for the playoffs? Who actually knows who's going to make it? We're going to take a look at it, all of it, next. Today we look forward to matchday number 42 over in League 2, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you know where you've been, smash your subscribe and keep banging today. All things League 2 related, Club and Rovers related, world football related. We got it all here, boys. And one Rooski, of course. That's right. The race for the top 3 spots is looking very, very much on track. But of course, the race for the playoffs is still wide open, of course, with anybody all the way down to at least 11th can actually get themselves into the playoffs this coming match day, of course. And of course, we're not even taking into the account the Easter Monday games a couple of days later. 6 points on the offering over the next week or so. So we'll take a look at all of it in a minute. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs there, the patrons, guys, to give it love, and of course, behind the scenes. You know who you are. But of course, let's recap the games last weekend, and of course, look forward to this Good Friday, Easter Friday, whatever you want to call it, coming at you this weekend. So let's get in the deep end then, shall we? Of course, take a look at other games. Now, these were the games, of course, from all of last week, with a couple of Brucey bonus one in there as well, including Forest Green Rovers match against Mansfield. Big 1-0 win for Forest Green Rovers over Mansfield, of course, denting Mansfield's automatic hopes there. Meanwhile, Salford City did take the L against Port Vale, of course, up to third in the table right now after, of course, their double match week last week. Into the weekend's games, we've got Carlisle. They did lose to Exeter City, of course, who are up to second in the table. Could it be the year? It looks very much so. Meanwhile, Colchester did pick up the L on this. Was Stevenage with a big 2-0 win for them. Crawley, 1-0 over Barrow, who could be going down. Forest Green Rovers with a 1-1 draw against Hartlepool, bit of a surprise there. Northampton Town with a 0-0 draw against Bradford City. Port Vale, though, back-to-back wins there. 3-2 win over Oldham. Of course, Rochdale with a 1-0 win over Walsall. Salford, though, 2-0 win over Harrogate Town. Scunthorpe taking the L with a 4-0 battering by Mansfield Town. Sutton United, big back up in there, of course, in the thick of things with a 1-0 win for them over Leyton. Orient. Swindon Town with an L against Newport County, and Tranmere with a 1-1 draw against Bristol. Bloody Rovers. It is anybody's guess, and there's going to be some tears. There's going to be some tears at the end of this season, of course. Let's take a look at the table. It looks just like this. With, of course, Forest Green Rovers with 79 points on the board, 5 points clear of Exeter City, and they both played 40 games. Meanwhile, Port Vale are in third, played a game more than Exeter City and Forest Green Rovers, and of course, Mansfield Town are within touching distance of getting into the automatics as well. Northampton, Bristol Rovers, and Newport County make up the top 7, with Salford, Tranmere, Sutton, and Swindon within, of course, striking range of getting themselves back in the thick of things as well. Crawley, Hartlepool, and the rest probably out of it. And of course, down the bottom there, Scunthorpe look like they're going down. Stevenage, Oldham, Barrow in a very much tight relegation race as well. You'd think it's between those lot, I would imagine. Let's take a look at how you guys got on then, shall we? Take a bloody bow. Jacob Jakobsen, of course, Iman Hussein, and Owen A. Of course, kicking ass and taking names, of course, picking up 9 points there over the course of that week. What's that done to them? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, there it comes. There we go. And there is the mini leaderboard, of course, Deep Out the Great with 108 points on there. Jimmy Watton's up in second spot with Iman Hussein, and Gareth Nicholson with 97. Of course, that's the mini leaderboard. The master leaderboard is bubbling behind the scenes. Of course, keep you on the edge of your seat, of course, for the rest of the season. Of course, let's get in amongst it. This is the link if you want to get involved. Cut your Force League 2. That is it. These are the games, of course, coming at you this Easter Friday. Is there a couple of bumper extra ones in this one? I don't think so. Let's have a look. No, it's a straight up and down fixtures. So let's take a look at it. Of course, kick it all off with Barrow up against Forest Green Rovers. Of course, pretty much top versus bottom on this one. Now these two sides played each other 17 times. 2008, 4 wins for Barrow, 6 wins for Forest Green, and 7 draws. Of course, Barrow though with 4 defeats on the spin, 25% form up against the Forest Green side. Of just 1 defeat, about 6 games, 67% form for them heading into this game. Last time round though in Barrow, it was a 2-2 draw back in November 2020. The reverse fixture at Forest Green was 2-0 for Forest Green back in November 2021. Of course, the Vegans picking up a draw against Hartlepool. Of course, Barrow with a 1-0 loss against Crawley. The odds though for this one, what do we got? We got Barrow 13-5 for the Ricci, 20 is your Forest Green, and 23-10 is your draw. Back, of course, the Vegans on this one with the 1-0 win for them on the road. Next, of course, we have Sparky's Bradford City. It's not really working out for them just yet, but of course, I think next season is where it's all out. Hopefully, anyway. Now, these two sides played each other 19 times in 1996. 8 was to Bradford, 7 was to Tranmere, and 4 draws, of course. Bradford, though, 1-2, lost 2, and drawn 2 over the last 6, 50% form. However, without a win in 4. Up against the Tranmere side, also without a win in 4. Of course, just 1 defeat past 6, though, 58% form over the last 6 games. Last time around, though, at Vale Parade, it was a 1-0 win for Tranmere back in April 2021. The reverse fixture was a 2-1 for Tranmere as well. So Tranmere back-to-back wins for them over Bradford. Meanwhile, Bradford pick up a 0-0 draw against Northampton Town. Tranmere with a draw against Bristol Rovers. The odds, though, for this one, then, shall we take a look at it? Bradford 13-10 for the Ricci, 11-5 is your Tranmere, and 11-5 is also your draw. Back, of course, the Bradford City on this one. The Bantams with a 2-1 win for them to take it to the house. Next up, of course, it's Barton's boys up against Bowyer's boys. Of course, it's a mini Burnley versus Rovers, of course, but a weird way. Of course, now these two side players just one time to 21. Of course, it was the reverse fixture, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Bristol Rovers, though, coming to just one defeat past 6, 75% form up against, of course, Bowyer's boys, 83% form for them, just one defeat past 6 as well. They're looking very, very good. The reverse fixture was at Salford. It was a draw back in November, and of course, Salford picking up a 2-0 win over Harrogate last time around. Meanwhile, Bristol Rovers with a draw against Tranmere, of course, a very, very big games for them heading into this back end of the season. Of course, looking at the odds on this one, 11-8 is your Bristol Rovers, 11-5 is your draw, 21-10 is your Salford City on this one. I'm going to back, of course, Bristol Rovers here. Barton's boys taking the L, taking the win on this one. And of course, Bowyer's boys taking the L. Meanwhile, Exeter City up against Colchester. Of course, Colchester doing just enough, I think, to be around next season. Of course, Exeter might not even be here next season. They might be in a different division. Of course, played the 19 times 2009. Of course, 8 was Exeter, 5 was Colchester, and 6 draws, of course. Exeter winning 5 of the last 6, 90% form up against the Colchester side, winning 3 and losing 3 over the last 6 games. Of course, last time around, though, at Exeter, there was a 6-1 win for Exeter back in November 2020. The reverse fixture at Colchester was a 3-1 win for Colchester back in November this campaign. Meanwhile, Colchester picking up a 2-0 loss against Stevenage. Of course, Exeter with a 1-0 win over Carlisle, which makes back-to-back clean sheets for them heading into this game. I've got the odds on this one then. Exeter 10-7 on for the Rickety, 11-4 is your draw, 15-4 is your way win. That's Colchester United. Going on with a 1-0 win for Exeter City on this one to take it to the house. Next, of course, I have Stevenage up against Rochdale. A bit of a relegation 6-pointer, you would imagine, even though they're nowhere near it. Of course, placed with the 4 times 2004, 2 for Stevenage, 1 for Rochdale, and 1 draw as well. Of course, just 1 minute 6 for Stevenage right now, 25% form. Up against the Rochdale side, of course, unbeaten the last 3, 42% form for the Rochdale boys. Of course, coming at you last time at Stevenage, it was a 4-2 win for Stevenage back in September 2011. Meanwhile, the reverse fixture at Spotland was a 2-2 draw back in November this campaign. Rochdale picking up back-to-back clean sheets. In fact, 3 clean sheets on the spin for them, of course, with a couple of wins in there and a draw to boot. Up against the Stevenage side, who, of course, picked up a 2-0 win over Colchester last time around. The odds, though, for this one, what do we have on this one? We have Rochdale coming at you 50-8. Of course, the host, Stevenage 6-4 and 11-5 is your draw. Back, of course, the draw here, 1-1 in the end. Nobody really happy on that one. Next, of course, I have Walsall against Carlisle down at Bescott. Now, these two sides have played 20 times in 2003, 6 wins for Walsall, 6 wins for Carlisle, and 8 draws, of course. Walsall, though, without a win in 4, 42% form for them. Up against Carlisle side, of course, without a win in 3, 42% form as well. Of course, last time around, though, over at the Bescott was a 2-0 win for Carlisle back in January 2021. The reverse fixture at Carlisle was a 1-0 win for Carlisle back in November 2021. Carlisle picking up a 1-0 loss against Exeter. Of course, Walsall with a 1-0 loss against Rochdale last time around. Back-to-back games now without a goal for Walsall as well. 11-10 on is your Walsall, 12-5 is your, and 3-1 is your Carlisle on this. Back in, of course, Walsall here with a 2-1 win at home. Of course, just enough to get over the line, and of course, big 3 points as they draw to the end of their campaign. Harrogate Town up against, of course, who are you? It's Swindon Town. Of course, the Robins need a big being on the road. Played each other just the one time. We'll talk about that in a minute. Meanwhile, Harrogate coming to this just 1-1 and 6 for them, 25% form. Up against the Swindon Town side, of course, 2 wins the last 6 games, 42% form for them. Of course, the reverse fixture over in Swindon was a 1-1 draw back in November. Meanwhile, Harrogate Town picking up a 2-0 loss against Salford last time around. Meanwhile, Swindon also back-to-back games now without a goal. Did lose to Newport County over in Swindon last time around. The odds on this one, 17-10 is your Harrogate Town, 23-10 is your draw, 31-20 is your away win. That's Swindon. Going to go with a 2-1 win for Harrogate Town to take the big win. Hartlepool up against who are you? It is, I can't even see it. I'm blind. Who are you playing? Port Vale. There you are. It's right in the middle there, of course. Let's take a look at it now. Of course, over at Hartlepool now, played 11 times in 2003, 7 wins for Hartlepool, 3 for Port Vale, and 1 draw. Just 1 win in 6 for Hartlepool right now, up against the Port Vale side, unbeaten in the last 6 games, winning 5 of the last 6, 92% form. Very, very good at the moment. Meanwhile, Hartlepool, of course, 3-2 win last round in Hartlepool back in February 2008. The reverse fixture, of course, back in November was a 2-0 win for Port Vale. Of course, Port Vale winning 3 in the bounce against Hartlepool in all competitions and all venues. Meanwhile, Hartlepool picking up a draw against the Vegans last round with Port Vale with a 3-2 win over Oldham. Bit of a Northwest crunch clash that. The odds here, 5-2 is your Hartlepool, 65 on, or 65 is your Port Vale, and 11-5 is your draw. Back, of course, Vale here. Of course, they were supposed to get promoted a couple of seasons ago, but it looks like they could be on track this time around. Leyton Orient up against Scunthorpe United down at Brisbane Road. Now, these two sides played each other 21 times, 2003. 2 wins for Leyton Orient, 11 wins for Scunthorpe, and 8 draws, of course. Leyton Orient winning 4 of the last 6, 6-10% form up against Scunthorpe side, who haven't won in the last 11 games. Last time around at Brisbane Road was a draw back in March 2021. The reverse fixture, of course, was also a draw at Scunthorpe this campaign. Scunthorpe picking up a 4-0 loss against Mansfield, haven't scored in 1, 2, 3 games. Good discretion me. Meanwhile, Leyton Orient coming to this on the back of a 1-0 loss against Sutton United. The odds for this one, 50 to 8 on is your Leyton Orient, 65 is your draw, and 5 to 1 is your long shots. Scunthorpe, who are going to go down, aren't they? 2 to win in the end for Leyton Orient. Next, of course, we have Mansfield down up against Sutton United. Of course, over at Mansfield, of course, must-win game for both sides, really. Mansfield, of course, picking up, what do we look at? 75% form over the last 6, just 1 defeat in the past 6 games. Meanwhile, Sutton United just won, what we got here, 42% form for them, winning 2 of the last 6 as well. They played each other just the one time. It was the reverse fixture in Sutton. It was a 2 to win back in November as well. Mansfield picking up a 4-0 win over Scunthorpe. Of course, Sutton with the 1-0 win over Leyton Orient last time around. So coming into this, both of these two sides on the back of wins. The odds, though, for this, Mansfield are actually 2019 on for the victory. They are your favourites, of course. 12-5 is your draw, and 14-5 is your Sutton United. Back, of course, Mansfield here with a 3-1 win to take it, and of course make a push for the top 3. Into the final 2 now, we have Newport County up against Crawley. Let's take a look at this one then, shall we? Of course, played the 16 times 2010, 6 wins apiece and 4 draws as well. Just 1 win in the last 4 for Newport County, 58% form over the last 6. Up against a Crawley Town side, of course, pick up 3 wins and 3 defeats over the last 6 games, 50% form for them. Heading into this one, last time around in Wales, it was a 2-0 win for Newport County back in April, around about this time last season. Meanwhile, the reverse fixture was a draw back in Crawley in November. Meanwhile, Crawley picking up a 1-0 win over Barrow, and of course, Newport County with a 1-0 win over Swindon in Swindon last time around. The odds here, though, for this 4-3 on is your Newport County, 14-5 is your draw, 16-5 is your away win. That is Crawley Town. Going to go with the Newport County here, 1-0 win for them to make a push or remain in the mixer for the playoffs. Into the back one here, we got Oldham up against Northampton Town. Of course, points are needed either end of the table here. Of course, Oldham and Northampton played each other 16 times in 2002. 8 was at Oldham, 5 was at Northampton, and 3 draws as well. Two wins the last 6 games at Oldham right now, 33% form up against the Northampton side. We've kind of gone off the boil a little bit here. 2 wins the last 6 games, 42% form for them heading into this game. Last round, though, in Oldham was a 2-2 draw back in November 2019. The reverse fixture in Northampton was a 2-1 win for Northampton as well. Northampton unbeaten against Oldham over the last 5, picking up 3. What are we looking at? 3 wins and 2 draws. Meanwhile, Northampton picking up a 0-0 draw against Bradford. Of course, back-to-back games now without a goal for them. Meanwhile, Oldham with a 3-2 loss against Port Vale. The odds here, though, Oldham 3-1 for the victory, 23-10 is your draw, and 20-19 on is your Northampton. They are red hot favourites for the W on this one. They're going to give it as well. 2-0 win for them, back to winning ways, and of course make a push for the automatics or playoffs, whatever it is these days. Of course, Cutley Forces League 2 if you want to get amongst it, and of course, please smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. It does wonders. It does a lot for the channel because it recommends content that's made by me with my face on it, with my annoying little voice on it. So make sure you do just that. And of course, smash your subscribe as well if you're new and you like League 2. And that rhymes, baby, because I'm a rapper in disguise. That is it. Until then, smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. See you soon for the next one. Till then, boys, we're done right now.